Barcelona's legal stance on Ter Stegen. A strong case for filing. Please kindly subscribe to my page for more videos. In the world of football, the intersection of law and sport often creates complex scenarios, particularly when it comes to regulatory compliance and player contracts. The recent situation involving Marc-André Ter Stegen, FC Barcelona's star goalkeeper, has sparked significant debate, primarily around the legal grounds on which Barcelona can pursue a report despite La Liga's insistence on prior approval. This article delves into the legal basis that Barcelona believes is strong enough to file this report and the broader implications for the club and its stakeholders. Background: the Ter Stegen situation. Marc-André Ter Stegen has been a cornerstone of Barcelona's success since his arrival in 2014. His contributions on the pitch have been invaluable, making him a fan favorite and a key player in the club's quest for domestic and international glory. However, recent developments surrounding his contract and performance have necessitated a formal report, raising the question of whether Barcelona can proceed without La Liga's explicit approval. The role of La Liga. La Liga, Spain's premier football league, plays a crucial regulatory role, overseeing compliance with both financial and operational standards. The league has strict guidelines regarding player contracts, transfers, and financial fair play, which aim to maintain competitive balance and financial health among clubs. In this context, La Liga's insistence on approval for filings related to player contracts is rooted in its regulatory framework. The importance of Ter Stegen. Ter Stegen's role extends beyond that of a goalkeeper. He symbolizes Barcelona's ambitions and aspirations. His impressive performances have not only anchored the defense but also contributed to the team's attacking play, making him a pivotal figure in the club's tactical setup. Legal framework. The importance of contract law. At the heart of this situation lies contract law, which governs the relationships between players and clubs. Ter Stegen's contract with Barcelona is a legally binding document that outlines the obligations and rights of both parties. The club may argue that the terms of the contract allow for independent reporting based on specific conditions, which could provide a legal basis for their actions. Key contractual provisions. Contracts in professional sports typically include clauses related to performance expectations, conduct, and potential penalties for breaches. Barcelona may assert that specific provisions allow them to address performance-related issues through formal reporting. Regulatory compliance. Barcelona's position hinges on their interpretation of regulatory compliance. The club may argue that compliance with La Liga's regulations does not preclude them from filing reports independently, especially if there are pressing reasons related to the player's performance or contractual obligations. Navigating regulations. The club's legal team may focus on navigating the nuances of La Liga's regulations, seeking to identify any ambiguities that could be leveraged to support their case for independent action. Precedents in sports law. Examining precedents in sports law can provide insight into how similar situations have been resolved. Cases involving player disputes, contract negotiations, and regulatory compliance often set important precedents that can influence the current situation. Barcelona may draw upon these cases to strengthen their argument for filing the report without La Liga's approval. Notable cases. Historically, there have been instances where clubs have successfully challenged regulatory decisions or acted independently in the interest of their players. Analyzing these cases could provide a template for Barcelona's legal strategy. Arguments for filing the report. 1. Contractual obligations. Barcelona may assert that they have a legal obligation to protect their interests and those of their players. If Ter Stegen's performance or contractual situation necessitates a report, the club could argue that failing to file would violate their duty to act in good faith. Good faith and fair dealing. This principle underscores the expectation that parties will act honestly and fairly in fulfilling their contractual obligations. Barcelona's legal team may emphasize this point, arguing that transparency is essential for maintaining trust. 2. Regulatory autonomy. The club might also claim that they possess the autonomy to manage their internal affairs without over-reliance on La Liga's approval. This perspective emphasizes the need for clubs to maintain operational independence, particularly when dealing with player contracts. The need for independence. In professional sports, clubs must make decisions swiftly to adapt to dynamic situations. By asserting their regulatory autonomy, Barcelona can argue that delays caused by seeking approval could hinder their ability to manage player performance effectively. 3. Precedent for independent action. Barcelona can reference historical instances where clubs have acted independently in similar situations. By establishing a precedent, they may bolster their case for filing reports without needing La Liga's permission. Case studies. Analyzing specific case studies where clubs successfully navigated similar challenges could provide compelling evidence to support Barcelona's position. 4. Protecting the player's interests. Another angle is the protection of Ter Stegen's interests. If the report is intended to address issues that could affect his career, Barcelona may argue that it is in his best interest to proceed with the filing. Player welfare. The club could emphasize that protecting a player's career trajectory is paramount and that timely intervention through reporting is essential for achieving this goal. Possible challenges. 1. La Liga's regulatory authority. La Liga's insistence on approval stems from its role as the governing body. The league may argue that allowing clubs to bypass this requirement could lead to inconsistencies and undermine the regulatory framework. Maintaining order. La Liga may assert that a standardized process helps maintain order and fairness across the league, ensuring that all clubs adhere to the same standards. 2. Potential legal consequences. Barcelona must consider the potential legal ramifications of proceeding without La Liga's approval. This could include sanctions or fines, which could jeopardize the club's financial stability. Risk assessment. A thorough risk assessment will be crucial for Barcelona to weigh the potential benefits of filing against the possible consequences of defying La Liga's directives. 3. Public and stakeholder perception. The perception of stakeholders, including fans and sponsors, is crucial. Any legal confrontation with La Liga could create a rift that may damage the club's reputation and relationships within the football community. Brand management. Barcelona will need to manage its brand carefully, ensuring that any actions taken are communicated effectively to mitigate negative perceptions. Broader implications for football. The regulatory landscape. The situation surrounding Ter Stegen and Barcelona highlights ongoing tensions between clubs and regulatory bodies. As clubs seek greater autonomy, regulatory frameworks may need to adapt to reflect the changing dynamics of the sport. The future of player management. As clubs navigate the complexities of player contracts and performance expectations, the future of player management will likely evolve. This incident could serve as a catalyst for discussions about best practices in the industry. Legal precedents. The outcome of this case could establish important legal precedents that influence how clubs interact with governing bodies. Such precedents may encourage clubs to assert their rights more vigorously in future disputes. Barcelona's belief in the strength of their legal basis to file Ter Stegen's report despite La Liga's insistence on prior approval underscores the intricate relationship between law and sport. As this situation unfolds, it will be crucial for the club to navigate the legal landscape carefully, balancing their contractual obligations, regulatory compliance, and the interests of their players. The outcome of this case could have far-reaching implications, not only for Barcelona but for the broader football community, as it challenges the boundaries of club autonomy within the existing regulator. Why framework? The evolving dynamics of this situation will be closely watched, as it may set important precedents for future interactions between clubs and governing bodies in the world of football. In the ever-evolving landscape of professional football, Barcelona's approach to this legal challenge will be instrumental in shaping the future of club governance and player management. The club's ability to assert its rights while maintaining constructive relationships with regulatory bodies will be critical in navigating these complex waters. As the saga unfolds, it serves as a reminder of the intricate interplay between law, sport, and the stakeholders involved in this global phenomenon.